They call you crazy for seeing the world as it is. The masks, the lies, the laughter hiding every crack. It's all a game, but only you see it clearly. While they chase dreams like puppets on strings, you stand back and watch, aware that reality is nothing like they pretend. They say you're dark, too cynical, but maybe that's the only way to stay sane in a world gone mad. You've learned to smile in the face of pain, to laugh when others would crumble, because pain is just another friend to you. Betrayal, disappointment. These are just different shades of the same color. They think they can hurt you, break you, but you're already used to the chaos. Darkness isn't your enemy. It's your teacher, the one thing that's been true. They live in a world of rules, blind to the truth that chaos is the only constant. You see, the strings holding everything together, fragile and ready to snap at any moment. They call you mad for acknowledging it, but deep down, they fear the same truth. Every scar, every battle, they don't understand that these are your victories. Pain has shown you what they could never see, that nothing and no one is truly in control. The life they've chosen for you. Or are you going to take the risk, embrace the danger, and finally live on your own terms? They'll tell you it's not worth it. They'll tell you that you'll regret it. But that's just another lie. Because deep down, you already know the truth. You know that the life they've sold you is too small, too safe, too predictable. You weren't meant to be a cog in their machine, to follow their script. You were meant for more. You were meant for more, and the only way to find out what that more is to stop playing by their rules. The chaos is calling. And what's back? I'm read. Don't tell us. And speed. Okay? Base. War. The unknown is waiting. And it's not something to fear. Hell, it's something to embrace. Something to dive into head first. Because on the other side of it, that's where your true power lies. That's where you become unstoppable. They don't want you to remember. They want you to stay asleep, to stay weak, to stay dependent on them. But you're not asleep anymore, are you? You're awake. You're seeing things for what they really are. And now that you've seen it, you can never go back. So go ahead, step into the chaos. Break the rules. Burn down the illusions they've built around you. Because the only way to truly live is to embrace the danger, to let the fire cleanse you, and to rise from the ashes stronger than ever before. Reckless, irrational, maybe even dangerous. But isn't that what they always say when someone steps outside the lines, when someone refuses to play by their rules? They label you as a threat because they can't control you anymore. And what they can't control, they fear. They'll try to pull you back in, offering you comfort, offering you safety. Come back to the fold, they'll say. Everything will be fine if you just follow the path we've laid out for you. But you know better now. You know that the safety they offer is nothing but a gilded cage. And once you've tasted freedom, you can't go back to being caged. You've seen the cracks in the system, the lies they've built their world upon. You've seen how fragile it all is, how easily it could fall apart. And maybe that's why they're so desperate to keep you in line. Because they know, deep down, that the system is only as strong as the people who believe in it. The moment you stop believing, it crumbles. Greater good. But whose greater good are they really talking about? Theirs. Mine. The one that keeps them at the top, that keeps them in power, that keeps them dictating the rules. They don't care about you. They never have. They care about what you can do for them, about how well you play your part in their game. But the game is rigged, and you finally figured it out. You've seen through the facade, through the smoke and mirrors. And once you see it, once you know the truth, there's no unseeing it. There's no going back to pretending that everything's fine, that the system is fair, that you're okay with living a life that's been chosen for you. You're not okay with it. And that's why they're scared. Because when one person wakes up, when one person steps out of line, it starts a ripple effect. Others begin to see the truth too. Others begin to question. And the system can't survive that. It depends on your compliance, on your silence, on your willingness to play along. But you're done playing yourself to make you question whether you're really doing the right thing. They'll weaponize your own mind against you, filling it with fear and uncertainty, whispering that you're not strong enough, not smart enough, not brave enough. But here's the thing. They're wrong. They've always been wrong. You are strong enough. You are smart enough. You are brave enough. The fact that you've come this far, that you've already started down this path, proves it. And the further you go, the stronger you'll become. It's not going to be easy. They've built the system in such a way that escaping it feels impossible, like you're fighting against a tidal wave. But every step you take away from their rules, every time you push back against the narrative they've forced on you, you're breaking free. Bit by bit, you're reclaiming your power, your autonomy, your life. You'll see all the ways they've kept you small, kept you fearful, kept you dependent. And when you see that, when you understand just how much you've been held back, you'll become unstoppable. They'll try to tempt you with comfort, with the promise of an easy life. They'll dangle the carrot of stability, of predictability, in front of you. But you've tasted the chaos now. And you know that real life, real freedom, doesn't come from staying comfortable. It comes from embracing the unknown, from walking the path that scares you, from taking risks and pushing yourself beyond what you thought you were capable of. They don't want you to know that. They want you to stay small, to stay afraid. But you've outgrown that now. You've outgrown the role they cast you in. You're not the person they think you are, the person they need you to be. You're something more, something wilder, something freer, faster. But disaster is just another word for transformation, for change. And change is what they fear the most. Yeah. Because if you can change, if you can evolve beyond the system, then so can everyone else. And that's the one thing they can't allow to happen. You've become a mirror for them, a reflection of everything they're too afraid to face. Your courage, your refusal to comply, makes them confront their own weakness, their own cowardice. And they hate you for it. They'll never admit it, but deep down, they envy your strength, your willingness to risk it all for something real, something true. But their envy, their hatred, their fear, that's not your problem. That's theirs to deal with. Your only job is to keep moving forward, to keep breaking down the walls they've built around you, to keep pushing toward the life you deserve. A life without their rules, without their control, without their lies. That you'll be lost without their guidance. But the truth is, the chaos is where you'll find yourself. It's where you'll discover who you really are, what you're really capable of. It's where you'll find your freedom. Because real freedom isn't about safety. It isn't about comfort. It isn't about playing by the rules. Real freedom is about stepping into the unknown, about embracing the chaos, about taking risks and living on your own terms. And once you've tasted that freedom, once you've stepped outside the cage, you'll never go back. You'll never settle for less than what you deserve. Never let them convince you that you need them. Because you don't. And you never did. You were just made to believe that you did. Let them call you reckless, dangerous, a mistake. Their words have no power over you anymore. You've taken back your life, your choices, your future, and they can't stop you now. They can't put you back in the cage, because you're free. And freedom, that's the one thing they can never take from you. It's the one thing they fear the most, the one thing they'll never understand. But that's okay. You don't need them to understand. You just need to keep moving forward, keep embracing the chaos, and keep living your truth. To slow you down, they'll use every weapon in their arsenal: guilt, shame, fear, trying to pull you back into the system. They'll tell you that you've lost your way, that you're hurting yourself, that you're hurting others by refusing to conform. But those are just more lies, more attempts to control you. And you've learned, by now, not to listen. You see, once you've tasted real freedom, once you've stepped outside their carefully constructed illusion, there's no going back. You can't unsee the truth. You can't unfeel the strength that's been awakened inside you. And they know that. They know that the longer you stay outside their control, the more others will start to follow. And that terrifies them. Because you're not just a threat to them. You're an example. You're proof that it's possible to live a different way, to reject their rules and build something new. And they can't afford to let that example spread. So they'll come at you harder, with more intensity, more desperation. But the more desperate they become, the weaker they reveal themselves to be, as to believe in their system. But once you stop believing, once you see that their power only exists because you gave it to them, everything changes. You take your power back. You reclaim what's rightfully yours, your autonomy, your strength, your voice. They'll tell you that you're being selfish, that your pursuit of freedom is reckless, that you're abandoning the people who depend on you. But that's just another one of their tricks, another way to keep you bound to their system. Because they know that deep down, you're not selfish. They know that you care about others, that you want to do what's right. And they'll use that against you, twist it into a weapon to keep you in line. But here's the truth. You can't help anyone by staying trapped. You can't lift others up if you're chained down yourself. Real strength, real leadership, comes from breaking free first, from showing others what's possible. And once you've freed yourself, then you can turn around and help others do the same. But you can't save anyone if you're still a prisoner yourself. To stay scared, to keep playing the role they've assigned you. Because as long as you're playing that role, they're safe. Their system is safe. But the moment you step out of that role, the moment you refuse to be who they want you to be, you become a danger to everything they've built. And that's exactly what you need to be. A danger. A disruptor. A force of change. Because their system is broken, and it needs to fall. It's built on lies, on exploitation, on keeping people small and scared. And the only way to fix it is to tear it down, to rebuild something better in its place. That's where you come in. That's your purpose. They'll try to tell you that the world outside their system is dangerous, that you need their rules, their structure to survive. But they're wrong. The real danger isn't out there. It's in here, inside their carefully controlled world. The danger is in staying comfortable, in playing it safe, in never challenging the status quo. Because that's how you lose yourself. That's how you waste your life. Their guidance, their approval. You've already proven that you can survive without them. You've already proven that you're strong enough to handle whatever comes your way. And the more you push forward, the stronger you'll become. They'll tell you that you're making a mistake, that you're throwing your life away. But they're only saying that because they can't see what you see. They're too trapped in their own fear, their own smallness, to understand that you're not losing your life. You're finding it. You're reclaiming it. You're living it on your own terms for the first time. And that scares them. Because if you can do it, then so can others. And if others start to break free, if others start to reject the system, the whole thing will come crashing down. That's what they're really afraid of. Not you, not your choices, but the ripple effect you'll create. The awakening you'll inspire. Everything they have at you. You've already faced worse, and you're still standing. You've already walked through the fire, and you've come out the other side stronger than ever. They can't break you now. They can't stop you. They can't put you back in the box they built for you, no matter how hard they try. Because you've learned the most important lesson of all. Their power was never real. It was always just a mirage, a trick of the light. And now that you've seen through it, you are free. Truly free. Free to live your life the way you want. Free to make your own choices. Free to define your own path. And that freedom, it's worth everything. It's worth all the pain, all the struggle, all the uncertainty. Because real freedom isn't about safety or comfort. No, it's about living on your own terms, about embracing the unknown, about choosing your own destiny. Fight tooth and nail to keep you in line, to keep you under their thumb. They'll throw everything they have at you. Fear, guilt, manipulation. They'll try to make you believe that you need them, that you can't survive without them. But you know better, don't you? You know that the only thing you need is your own strength, your own courage, your own power. And you've got that in spades. You've always had it. You've just been too afraid to use it. But not anymore. Now, you're ready. Ready to stand up, to break free, to take control of your own life. And once you've done that, there's nothing they can do to stop you. Because you're not just a part of their system anymore. You're beyond it. You're something they can't control, can't manipulate, can't touch. Their fear, their guilt. Let them try to pull you back into their world. It won't work. Because you've seen the truth. You've felt the freedom that comes from living life on your own terms, from embracing the chaos, the uncertainty, the raw, untamed power that comes from being fully, unapologetically yourself. And once you've felt that, there's no going back. No more rules. Chancity, Atayant, Anapicantans, Oxytons, Unbearable rules, a peaceful trade, Putman down, Atayam. No more limits. No more living life for anyone but yourself. Akbantiu, Upertin, touchdown, Ipetta. You're free now. Truly free. Anstin, Actin, Actant Halls, at Beshanai, at Zorns, at Barley Deern, Didim Chen, surely free. And that's something they'll never be able to take away from you. Because it's yours. It always has been. All you had to do was reach out and take it. Actually got it. Embrace it. Live it. Because this This is what you were born for. And to break the rules, to shatter the illusions, to live life on your own terms. And once you've done that, well, there's no stopping you now. I like that. It means you haven't given up, that you're still willing to push, to fight, to go further than they ever expected you to. Most people, they stop at the first hurdle. They see the wall, and they turn back, thinking it's the end. But you, what? You're different. You see the wall, and start thinking about how to climb it, how to break through it, how to turn it into dust. That's the difference between them and you. But don't think for a second they won't notice. They always notice. I'm still at to be Defying. The moment you stop playing their game, the moment you stop doing exactly what they want, they'll turn on you. They'll call you names, say you've lost your way, that you're out of control. But isn't that the point? To be out of their control. To live your life without their chains wrapped around you. They can't stand that. It terrifies them because it means you're not a cog in their machine anymore. You're something else entirely. Fear. They'll use every dirty little trick they have. Because that's all they have, tricks. They've never had real power. Real power doesn't come from controlling others. It comes from controlling yourself. And that's what they can't stand. They can't stand that you're learning to control yourself, to find your own path, to stop depending on their approval, their permission. Once you stop caring about their rules, that's when the game really changes. And here's the thing. You've known all along that their rules didn't make sense, that the system was rigged from the start. You could feel it in your bones. Every time you tried to fit in, tried to play by their rules, it felt wrong, didn't it? Like you were betraying a part of yourself, like you were becoming something you were never meant to be. And you were. They were trying to shape you into something small, something manageable. But you were never meant to be small. You were never meant to be controlled. You don't need their systems, their structures, their hollow promises of safety and success. You don't need to follow the paths they've laid out for you, because you can create your own path. You don't need to live by their definition of success, because you've defined success for yourself. And that's something they can't tolerate. Because if too many people start thinking like you, the whole system falls apart. That's why they work so hard to keep you distracted, to keep you focused on things that don't matter, things that keep you spinning your wheels but never getting anywhere. They want you to spend your whole life chasing after things that won't make you happy, that won't make you free. Because as long as you're chasing, you're not thinking. You're not questioning. You're not waking up to the fact that the game is rigged, and always has been. You see that the life they've been trying to sell you is a lie, a trap designed to keep you in line, to keep you small, to keep you from realizing just how powerful you really are. And once you see that, there's no going back. Once you know the truth, you can't unknow it. You can't go back to sleep, no matter how much they try to lure you back into their dream. And that scares them more than anything. They need you to be asleep. They need you to believe in their lies, in their systems, in their authority. Come on. Because if you don't, if you start thinking for yourself, if you start making your own decisions, their power disappears. It vanishes like smoke. And that's the secret they don't want you to know. That their power only exists because you give it to them. Take it back and they have nothing. Unshowing. God. They'll never admit that their entire system is built on lies, on manipulation, on control. They've invested too much in the illusion to let it fall apart that easily. They've spent too much time, too much money, too much effort convincing people that they need the system, that they need the rules, that they need to stay in line. And people, most of them believe it. They want to believe it because it's easier than facing the truth. The truth is hard. And the truth is messy. The truth is chaos. And most people, they're terrified of chaos. They want order. They want certainty. They want someone to tell them what to do, what to think, how to live. But not you. You've never been satisfied with easy answers, with simple explanations. You've always wanted more, always needed to dig deeper, to find the real truth hiding beneath the surface. And that makes you dangerous. Oh, controlled, can't be manipulated, can't be silenced. Not forever. They'll try, of course. They'll try to make you feel like you're the problem, like you're the one who's lost, who's wrong, who's going against the natural order of things. But the natural order, that's just another lie. There is no natural order, no set of rules that you have to follow. The only rules are the ones you create for yourself. And once you realize that, you become unstoppable. You become a force of nature, a storm they can't contain. You start living for yourself, not for them, not for their approval, not for their rewards. You start making your own choices, creating your own path, and that's when everything changes. That's when you start living, really living, not just surviving, not just going through the motions. And that's what they can't stand.